Yes. So the next topic is three-phase induction motor. So this is not next module. This comes under the same fourth module, DC machines. Next part. So we need to study the induction motor in this unit itself. That is three-phase induction motor. Single-phase induction motor is fifth module. So this is three-phase induction motor we need to study here. Induction motor means which works on the principle of electromagnetic induction. So transformer also works on the principle of electromagnetic induction, that is mutual induction. So this is also somewhat mutual induction only. But here the induction happens with both rotor and the stator. So that is the different thing that we are going to study now. First, what is an induction motor? Induction motor is a type of AC motor. DC machine is a DC motor. It's a type of AC motor, means which works with the AC supply and works with the induction principle. First, we'll see the construction and working principle. The construction and working principle is not much complicated as DC machine. Construction is very simple. It has two parts. One is stator, another one is rotor. There, in case of DC motor, we call the stator as a field poles, rotor as a armature. So here it is stator and rotor. Stator is a stationary part, rotor is a rotating part. That's it. So first we'll see how the stator will be. Here we have the yoke, outer part. So inside that we have the stator. Stator is same like as your field winding, but the construction will be like armature. So here we have slots. In the slots we have the conductors. I'll just wind up here. So here we have conductors, and these conductors are called stator conductors. So this is outer part, steel cover. These are stator slots. That's it. This is a stator. So stator is a stationary part. How the stator will work, that I'll explain while explaining the working principle. So next part is the rotor. Important thing. There are two different types of rotors. One is squirrel cage rotor, another one is slip ring rotor. These are the types of the rotor. So based on this only we are deciding the type of induction motor. So actually why these two types I'll tell you later. If the rotor is made up of squirrel cage, then the motor is called squirrel cage induction motor. If the rotor is made up of slip ring, then the motor is called slip ring induction motor. So based on the rotor type we are deciding which type of motor it is. Okay. First, squirrel cage rotor. First I'll write the circuit of that construction, how it looks. It's actually a circle, but I'll show you the cut section. So this is the shaft. Here what happens, why it is called squirrel cage? So it is a circle. this is a circle like structure. See, this is actually circular, right? Cylinder type structure. In this cylinder we have made the surface sleeves. What do you mean by sleeves? Removing the surface like this. We have removed a small portion of the surface. Okay, when we remove the surface, that will be hole, looks like a hole, and in that hole we are going to place the copper rods. So that is a circle. I can show you. It's a circular part. So like this cylinder. In that cylinder we have made the sleeves like this, open structure sleeves, and in the sleeves we are going to place the copper bars. So here we have made the sleeve, and this sleeve is filled with the copper bars. Okay, like that we have made many copper bars. So this is like copper bars. We have placed the copper bars, and all the copper bars are shorted at the end. Shorted means, so like this we have placed the copper bar, and this bar is shorted to the end ring. So this is end ring. Here we have now, this is end ring. Means when we short all the copper bars, it's look like a squirrel cage. Cage, you know the cage. It looks like the cage. That's why it is called squirrel cage type induction motor. Squirrel cage rotor. So very simple construction. We have a cylinder. The cylinder surface is sleeved, and inside the sleeve we have placed the copper bars, and all the copper bars are shorted at the ends. So that's why it is called squirrel cage rotor, and wherever we have used squirrel cage rotor, that type of motor is called squirrel cage induction motor. Okay, so this is the construction of squirrel cage induction motor. Slip ring. Why it is called slip ring? So here we have 3 windings. So this is a 3-phase. Always slip ring type of motors are 3-phase motors. So squirrel cage may be 3-phase or may be single phase. So the rotor will be like this. We have 3 windings. Rotor will be like this. Here we have winding 1, winding 2, winding 3. All the windings are taken out. All the windings are taken out, and they are connected to the, so these are all windings. So here we have the windings. So in the windings means the same copper bars itself is a winding. But in case of slip ring, we have used the actual winding like this. So winding A, winding B, winding C. 3-phase na? So these are connected to the brushes. Brushes means the same copper brushes which we have used in the DC machines. So brushes. These brushes are taken out. Means some wires are taken out. Means either we can short this and make it to run without any external resistance. We can short this, all 3. If we short all 3, what happens? It is just like a ABC windings are shorted. As a very simple rotor. If we don't short this, so this is an open thing, left open, and we can add some extra resistance here. Why we need to add an extra resistance? That is for speed control. Okay, so just for speed control. So now it is not required for us. Just you need to know we have 2 types of rotors. One is squirrel cage rotor, another one is slip ring rotor. So in squirrel cage rotor, the structure will be like this. In slip ring rotor, the structure will be like this. So in case of slip ring rotor, we can add an extra resistance to the rotor. External resistance to the rotor, and we can short here. Okay. So this is the construction of induction machine. Then we'll move on to the working principle of induction machine.